The tweet that the Leafs put out to announce Sheldon Keefe's firing was colder than your ex's heart. There is so much tea with all of this. Sheldon Keefe, relieved from his duties, they are going to immediately search for a new head coach. But the Cax got a little information for you. Stick around. Now, last summer, Sheldon Keefe got a 2-year extension, okay? Remember when Brian Burke gave Ron Wilson a 2-year or multi-year extension and then ended up canning him like months later? This is kind of like this, whereas Sheldon Keefe was dead man walking. At a point, the Board of Governors for the MLSE were kind of divided about what would happen with Sheldon Keefe. So, what I've been told, and again, I got sources for the Blue Jays, I got sources for the Leafs, well, MLSE, but my sources from the MLSE have told me that Sheldon Keefe was kind of dead man walking, in which it would have taken more than a first round win to let him keep his job. The way I was told was that a third of the MLSE board was in the mindset that if the Leafs were to lose and bow out in the first round, that he was as good as gone. There were 2 other thirds that it was kind of ill-defined as to where they stood, but it got to a point where they ended up extending him even though he was kind of dead man walking. Now, Sheldon Keefe had regular season success, but he did get out-coached when it came to the playoffs. He was 16-21. Oh no, yeah, I get it. I know Mike Babcock was 8-12, but Keefe seemed to get out-coached in every playoff series he was in. And again, they played the Montreal Canadiens with Dom Ducharme. Now, is Sheldon Keefe a good coach? Yes, if you watch the Amazon documentary, All for Nothing, maybe it's All for Nothing, but in the Amazon documentary, Sheldon Keefe routinely, again and again, says that the Leafs have to start scoring playoff-style goals, and it wasn't getting through to the group. Jason Spezza had to go fight a guy, just to get the guys going. What the heck? This is on the players, because Keefe, time and time again, was trying to get through to these guys, and it just wasn't happening. They lost their season series to the Chicago Blackhawks, who were second last place, and the Ottawa Senators steamrolled in the regular season. So as good as that record is, there were problems, there were cracks in the armor. Very classy that Sheldon Keefe did a video, what seems to be on the lakeshore or maybe at his cottage. He did get inducted to the Brampton Sports Hall of Fame this past week, so you know what, just take your time, coach. Although I hear there's a vacancy in the Pittsburgh Penguins coaching staff. I wonder if he knows a guy that works there that could help him up. This is from one of my informants, okay? Because it seems to be, now we're getting to the times where ownership just wants to make money. Back to when the teachers' pension plan owned the Leafs. All they cared about was just making money in the red, in the black, whatever. And so I go, well, is Shanny's gotta be gone. And my informant said no. He's like Keith Pelly, who's the new head of MLSE. He wants Shanahan to stick around for continuity's sake. And with his first year on the job, he needs to have a president that's been around there. It would just be chaos if you have a first-term president and a new owner, head of MLSE, new owner, you know what I mean? It would be absolute pandemonium, and Shanahan has 1 more year left on his deal, so might as well just have him run it out, and it could be another dead man walking situation, like Sheldon Keefe, like Ron Wilson. So what do you think about the Sheldon Keefe firing? Do you think that this should have happened sooner? Do you think that they waited too long? Comment below, let me know.